In this video we're going to show you how to customize your website by customizing the theme which controls how the website looks and to a certain extent how it behaves. Now in this video we are going to show you how to customize the free Satori theme. If you haven't already installed this on your website, you may wish to pause this video now, install Satori and then return to watch the video so that you can follow along in your own WordPress installation. So you'll remember from earlier that to access your themes you go to Appearance in the left hand menu and then Themes. This will list all the themes that are installed on your site, and the theme which is currently active is highlighted. Now to customize the theme you either click the blue Customize button or you can click Customize over in the left hand menu. They'll both take you to the theme customizer. Now this particular theme, Satori, has a free and a premium version. You'll often find that this is the case with WordPress themes, and sometimes customizations can only be done on the premium version. There's quite a lot you can customize on the free version of Satori, which is why we've picked it for this demonstration. I'm going to take you now through some of these options down the left hand side. So before I do this, let's just familiarize ourselves with how this theme is laying out the home page. So we have a title and we have a tagline. Now these are the ones that are added in by default when you create WordPress. Just another WordPress site is the default tagline. Our main homepage content would go in this area. Then we have a sidebar which is used for displaying widgets, and we also have a menu where you can select to visit other pages on the website. Okay, so first of all let's have a look at site identity. So clicking on this allows you to choose a logo for your site. Now if I pick an image now from the media library, this is images that have been uploaded already to WordPress. On a new site you will need to upload your images by selecting the upload files option, clicking select files and then picking them from your computer. I'm just going to use this one for demonstration purposes. So the logo for a theme has to be a size that's dictated by the theme. Now you can change that with some coding, but you need to know what you're doing. So as far as this theme is concerned, it wants the logo to be this rectangular shape, and it's therefore giving you the option to crop the image that you've chosen so that it will fit the logo space. So I'm just going to crop down to the top part of this image. So the logo that I've now selected is this one here, and you'll see that the preview has updated to show the logo where it's intended to be placed in this particular theme. Now at this point it's useful to point out that the logo is an image. It's saved as an image file, but there is nothing stopping you from creating an image file that looks like words and letters. For example, by this I mean you could create an image which was your phone number, and therefore you could display your phone number large across the top of the website in this space here, which is designed for a logo. The fact that it's an image does mean that the phone number can't be harvested by bots, which are tools used by spammers to go out and harvest phone numbers from websites. So that's one option. You could also use the logo space to display other information. It doesn't have to be a phone number. Most image editing software will allow you to add text to an image or to create an image from text. Okay, so we mentioned the site title. So this is what will appear across the top. We're going to have a site title, training site, and we're going to change our tagline so that you can see the difference. Now, on the Satori theme, you are given the choice of showing the site title and tagline in this logo area or the logo. So we added one earlier, which is why we're not seeing the site title and the tagline. However, if I was to remove the logo, the site title and tagline will be displayed in the logo area. Now you may find you need to refresh your browser in order to get the preview over this side to update when you make changes. Changes that you make in the customizer are not saved until you click published at the top here. The site icon is the tiny little image that appears alongside your website URL in the web browser address bar, and also this icon is used to appear next to your site title in somebody's bookmarks list if they save a bookmark to your website in their browser. And this would be a case of uploading the image, as it says here, a square image, 512 by 512 pixels minimum. Select the image from your computer and upload it into the theme. One of the first things that you may want to do is think about the way that the text will look on your website. So we'll have a look at that now. Now don't confuse the look of the text with the text content. In the Satori theme, this website text option allows you to enter certain information, such as this phone number, which you can see appears up here, and the address, which is appearing in the footer. This is where you can customize those items, but to change the look of the text and the font, we go to font options. Now the body font is the font used to display your main content in this content area. So you can choose a different font, and the content that is displayed in the main area will change to use that font. You can also choose the colour for that font. Now in this particular theme, you can also choose a different font for your headings, such as these headings that appear over here, or if I created a heading within this main content area but designated it as an H1 or H2 heading, when I created that, they would use this font. And again, we can change the colour as well. Lots of themes allow you to add background image. Now, I'm not a big fan of background images on websites. I think they can be quite distracting, but It's very simple to add one if you wish to do so. It's a case of clicking background image and then select image. Again, you'll be taken to the media library to choose images that you've already uploaded, or you can upload the files from your computer by clicking this option here and then select files. So for a demonstration, I shall use this image here as the background. So I've selected it in the media library and then choose the image. Now you'll see that the entire background area of the website is now filled with that image. Because of the size of the image not being the perfect size to fit that space, it's actually repeated. Now I'm sure you'll agree that this is not something that you would want to see on a website. It makes it very difficult to read. So if you do choose a background image, make sure you choose an image which complements the content that's being displayed. Generally speaking, if you have a light coloured background, choose dark coloured text. If you have a dark coloured background, make your text a lighter colour. In this theme, the social links section allows you to add in the URL to your LinkedIn, Tumblr and Flickr profiles. If you want to add others in, you can do, but this is one of the features that they would charge you for using. So you would simply enter the URL for the profile into the box and then click publish to save it. Over here in the preview you can see that this is added a small link up here to LinkedIn. There'll be one added for each of the items that you complete. And one of the main things you'll want to do is change the colours of your website. Now this has currently got background colour white, so we can vary that and we could go for a shade of purple, for example. So I've just picked the purple from the bottom selection of colours, but you can also drag the selection through the colours to find one that you wish to go with. And then when you pick the colour, you can alter the transparency, which will make it appear fainter, and depending on the amount of transparency that you add, you can actually change the colour altogether. Now every colour that you set or pick has a hex code, and you can use that hex code to choose a colour. So for example, if you knew that you wanted a particular colour that has the hex code or the Fs, which happens to be white, then you could enter it into the box and choose select colour. Now the primary colour is used to highlight certain areas of the website, and if we set the primary colour to a blue colour, you can see that there are certain subtle changes that have been made which are more apparent when you have more content. But for example, the icon over here for search now has a primary colour of the purple, and when you hover over it, the secondary colour is the yellow. As I say, when more content is on the site, these primary and secondary colours would become more apparent. So within the layout settings we have several sub settings. So first of all, we're going to look at the header. Now there's a couple of different options for header layouts within the theme. We can have layout 1, which pushes things across to the right hand side apart from the menu, which comes into the middle, and the site title, which is where what we've replaced with the logo at the moment, remains on the left hand side. Or we can choose header layout 2, which pushes the menu across to the right hand side and keeps the site title and tagline over on the left hand side here. If you want to change the text that appears next to the menu, this is where you would do it. You can have anything you like in this box, which will appear next to the hamburger menu icon. You can hide the search function, and you can take the phone number out if you wish to as well. The slider is this large image at the top. Now, a slider is designed to have several images within it that rotate or slide along, and you can customize the theme by adding a new slider, or you can remove the slider altogether. You can change the size of the slider, and by that they mean the depth. So small makes it narrower at the top, where you can have a full size slider which will fill the whole screen. Another way in which you can customize the theme is to remove this footer completely if you don't want the footer to appear, and that's a case of remove the bottom bar, and you'll see that the footer menu has removed. We'll look now at the menus option. So there are two areas where you can have a menu in this theme, and these are given by these locations. So you've got a primary menu which will appear at the top, and your footer bar menu which appears right down here at the bottom. Now you can define what goes into the menu by creating a menu and then selecting the menu here. So let's say we create a menu called footer. We're going to put it in the footer bar menu location. Now nothing will appear there yet because we haven't added anything to that menu, but we can do so from the main WordPress dashboard. So I'll publish the changes made so far. Close the customizer, and then from this main menu item choose menus, and then I can add what I like to the footer menu that we created. So this is the one that we just created through the customizer. You can also add new menus through this screen. So select it from the drop down, click select, and then you can add the items that you want. So you might want to have few items showing the footer. So I've added those into that menu structure, check that it's going to appear in the footer. It is. So I'll save that menu to save my changes. And then if we were to go back to the customizer, you'll see in the preview the footer menu is now showing those items that we added. In the widgets, this is where we control what appears in this sidebar. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 widgets. Each of them, as you can see in the sidebar, is separated by a dividing line. So if I wanted to remove a widget, say I didn't want the search box here, I can just simply open the search widget, click remove. If I didn't want this archives widget, I could do the same. And finally, I'll remove the meta widget which appears down the bottom. Now to add a widget, you simply click add a widget, and then you can choose from the widgets which are available on your website. The theme will come with some widgets. There are some default widgets that come with all WordPress installations, and you can add widgets by adding plugins. So these are the widgets that are available on this particular installation. I can add any of these. It's simply a case of clicking on it to select it. Here is the image widget, so adding an image title, I can select an image to add into that sidebar. And there we see it appearing. Now if I want to change the order that things appear, I can just drag the widgets up and you'll see them move up in the preview. Don't forget to save your changes by clicking the publish button.